We're going to look at your car. It's massive!
Don't knock Oliver. That's don't knock my car. That's a fine. He's a fine. I'm going.
What did you call it then?
Oliver's a friend of mine, and I thought you were talking about him.
He's giving his car a name.
So far, the journey had been a doddle. But then the tarmac just sort of stopped.
Oh, this is bad.
I can see from here just how hard the suspension on Jeremy's Lancia is having to work. It's just a blur.
Come on, Oliver, please.
The later you book a lift in the Mercedes, the more expensive it gets. It's a bit like an airline.
Oh, God. Oh. I'm broken. Engine isn't working. It's cut out.
Oh, dear.
He's done literally 1 kilometre of this.
I know what's wrong with it.
The bonnet won't open.
Yeah, it's the bonnet catch. It's
Shut
burst.
up!
Hammond was tetchy because he knew the price of failure. Anyone whose car broke down would have to complete the journey in a Beetle.
It is collectively our least favourite car in the world.
Oh, yes.
It is the punishment.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Ooh. Well, Oliver!
What did he say?
I said, I love you.
Oh, my God.
What now?
My car's on fire, but in a very specific place.
Wow, look at that.
Well, there's a magnifying glass.
There's a laser beam coming through it.
acid on it.
Yes,
Oh,
the
his piece of
cardboard.
cardboard's gone.
So it sets itself on fire.
If you don't have a piece of cardboard.
We drove deeper and deeper into the bush.
Lancia! Yeah! What is that?
Looks like the sea.
Eventually, the road disappeared altogether.
People of Surrey, I hope you're watching this. We are driving a Lancia Beta Coupe, well, just in the middle of the... whatever you call this.
The good news was we'd successfully reached our campsite for the night. The bad news came in the shape of another challenge.
Stretching before you is the Macadie Caddy. These are the biggest salt flats in the world. They're almost completely lifeless and as wide as Portugal. No car has ever driven across them. If you run out of water, you will die. If your car breaks down and you can't be rescued, you will die. If you run out of food, you will die. It's like driving on a creme brulee. There's a primeval ooze covered with a thin layer of salty crust. If you have thin tyres, you will break through that crust, get stuck, and you will die. So it advises us to fit fat tyres and remove as much weight as possible before setting off. Well, how hard can it be?
Don't say that.
In camp, the weight shedding began.
Ready?
That doesn't work. Thanks awfully. Wow, feel how much this seat weighs.
Like your work.
Fuel filler, I'll need that, maybe. Oh, take the hubcaps off, really, because they protect the hubs.
Can I point something out?
What?
Hammond's walking around his car muttering about how he needs all of it.
I know exactly what he's doing.
He's formed an emotional attachment, hasn't he?
It'd be like saying to him, could you cut bits off your wife?
What are you doing?
I was going to take the radiator grill off on the basis that it's just an ornament.
Can I help you?
Please do.
Do you want your windows out?
No, they're fine. No, really, I've worked that out. I've made... No, because
Glass is
they're
there. This
very
is
light,
the
it's very
old
thin.
glass.
Very thin glass. Very thin.
God, they come off easily. James?
Yes.
Using nothing but a hammer?
Yes. Here's your beer.
Thank you, mate. Have we lost enough weight now?
You haven't lost an ounce.
I've lost the spare wheel and something else.
Now look at mine. I'm going to need some guide ropes to stop it floating away like a big balloon.
So tomorrow we die then?
No, I think it's like all these things, it's exaggerated.
We'll be fine. Honestly, we're going to be fine. We've done enough.
The next morning, on the edge of the salt pans, we thought we'd come under attack from a Bond villain, but it turned out to be the Vice President of Botswana. That is a cool arrival.
Yeah, it is.
It's better than an official Rover 75 and a couple of policemen on motorbikes. He was amazed to hear what was being planned.
I've just never known anybody to go across in a car. This should be the first time, I think.
There they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is that...
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Right
that should
across
be
them.
interesting.
You were smiling, you've just stopped. Buoyed by the Vice President's optimism, we set off.
Nothing really prepares you for the sheer size of these.
I think, in a way, that is more frightening than the pole. It's absolutely nothing. You can see the curvature of the Earth.
As we ploughed on, the little Opal was going well. Oliver is just skipping. Boom! This car was born to do this.
Sadly, though, despite the weight shedding, my Lancia was not doing so well.
Judging by the way the tyres are kind of digging in as I'm driving along, I think a little bit more has to come out.
Still, as you can see from the tyres' grooves, I was doing better than the Merc.
I'm looking at James's rear wheel and he is digging in a long way.
I tried to help him along.
Really helpful.
Well, he's always the Beetle, James.
It's waiting for you. What are you going to do? It's sinking.
James, honestly, we've done, how far's that, a mile?
Is that?
My Lancia waded in again.
Just a nudge. That's a crash.
There's a thing.
Unfortunately, because it was an automatic, it was useless. So we told Richard to try. But he didn't want to hurt Oliver. This was hopeless, so we had to rope in the camera crew.
3, 2, 1.
Because the ooze was so bad, we had to get even more drastic with the weight shedding.
Jeremy, distract him. Ask him a question. On the other side of the car and I'll pull all the knobs off.
May?
No.
No, look. That's a serious amount of blood.
I seriously don't have any plasters.
Well, what am I going to do about this?
Rub salt in it.
There isn't any.
So all the rest of his knobs.
There's only one knob left in there now.
We toiled away for hours.
Oh, God.
Well, 2 of us did. And then finally, we were ready.
Now this is light. Lancia Beta Coupe Superleggera.
Not a modification.
This is excellent.
Why don't all cars have no doors? When I come to power, I'm going to make it a rule, because this is just better.
However, the Macadie Caddy was not going to let us off that lightly, and soon even our super lightweight cars started to struggle again.
Come on, just up. Oh. Oh, yes.
No, this isn't good.
Oh, no.
Only the Opal remained trouble-free, which was bad news for me.
Yes, come on, man. I'll go forwards, Hammond, and we'll do it again. Hang on.
How far is it?
I think another 5 or 6 yards and we might be Bobby.
Oh, this is just horrible. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Yes, yes.
No.